Topic is on recruiting. So for those of you who I haven't met yet, my name is Angie Nilsson. I joined right away, like right when the business was starting. I was lucky enough to hear about it and I knew this is something that I wanted to do. Oh, hey Jordan. Okay, so, and I am an executive. I absolutely love being a rep, and recruiting is a really big part of that. So I'm so excited to talk to you about recruiting today. And can you guys tell me in the comments, am I like on the bottom half of the screen, or can you see me okay? Just when people start commenting, I don't want it to be covering up my face. So let me know if I'm getting covered up. Okay, so recruiting. It's sort of a blend of several different things, and we're going to talk about all of them. Recruiting a lot of times is scary for people, and we're going to talk about how to make it unscary. And we're going to talk about the beauty of recruiting is the fact that it's a system. And once you know the system, you just repeat it and repeat it and repeat it, and the technique is always the same. And the most important thing is to be consistent with it, okay? I've got my notes here, so I'm just gonna keep looking at it so I don't get off track. Yeah, recruiting isn't something that you constantly need to relearn. Once you know it, have confidence in it, and just do it. And this is gonna be how you become a good recruiter and you grow your team, is repetition over time, repeating the same thing, and just being consistent with it, and then you're gonna hit your goals. Okay, so when you think about recruiting, you've got to think about being a farmer and not a hunter, okay? And I'll explain to you what that means. If you've ever heard Katie Harlan talk, she talks about this. A lot of direct sales people also talk about this. It's really critical that you understand this piece. Oh, thank you, Autumn. Okay, so think about a farmer and what they do. My family, we were farmers, so this makes sense to me. There's a preparation season, there's a planting season, there's harvesting time, and there's also a resting season. And then there's hunters, and they shoot to kill, and it's instantaneous. But I need you to think of recruiting as more of a long-term mentality, okay? It's slow and it's evolving. I remember one of the first things that Zach Bradley said to me when I became a rep. He said, we were just asking him, we're like, is this really gonna work? Like, are we really gonna be successful? And he said, absolutely, every single one of you will be successful and will reach your goals if you can be patient and consistent. So think like a farmer, be patient. It's not gonna happen just like that. In fact, it's really rare for a rep or a prospect to join right away. Think about it. It's really rare. Most of the time, it's gonna take longer. The common time is like 6 months or longer, depending on how many times you've reached out, how many times they've seen your post, and the benefit for them. So you need to get that in your head so that it's not a letdown every time somebody's like, oh, I'm joining today, and then they don't. Don't let them feel your disappointment. You need to honor them and where they're at and respect where they are in their season of life, and it will help you so much. Because they can feel that. They can feel that resentment, and you don't want them to feel that because maybe they're not ready right that second, but maybe they will be tomorrow. And they want to know that no matter what, you're on their side, you're on their team, you have their back. Because I think too, recruiting, we think about it being of ourselves, but it's not. It's not about you. You have to let yourself go and think about the other person, okay? Make it about them. Don't get hung up on 1 to 2 girls that you're just like, oh, I hope they join this week. I need them to join this month. If they do, great. If not, great. You aren't gonna make or break because of them not joining. So don't get hung up on them. You just continue to reach out so that you don't get stuck, okay? So don't get hung up on just waiting for a couple girls to join. yeah, so I think I talked about how nurturing where they are at in their season. And sometimes people get so frustrated. I hear this a lot. Like, oh, a girl said no to me last week. What I will say to you is that's not enough seeds. If you're frustrated about one girl not joining up, you're not planting enough seeds. You're not being that farmer and just spreading your seeds everywhere. And there's a book that talks about this very thing, that talks about a farmer doesn't just plant one seed. In fact, I'm a gardener, and so I know in one little spot, you plant several. You plant several, and then you, in the long run, you nurture the one that's growing, okay? Because we all know that so many things can happen in life, and as you're trying to recruit, like for seeds example, it could snow on it, it could get frost and die, somebody steps on it, the wind, there's so many different things. So if you're not planting enough seeds, trust me, if you are, you will grow your team, you will get recruits. And this is really important to talk about. I know that we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty of like scripts and exactly what to say, but bear with me because these are very, very important things, all of these. Recruiting is a numbers game. The more people you're reaching out to, the more that you're gonna get to say yes to you, bottom line. It is a numbers game. So if you're always planting seeds, you're always going to be getting harvest. Think of it like a big funnel. There's so many people in the United States, Canada, Puerto Rico, where we are right now, so many people that will say yes to this opportunity. Will they say yes to you? That depends. If you're the one reaching out, absolutely, they will say yes to you. So think of it like a big funnel. We've got all these ladies in our country, and you're just bringing them in right here and trying to funnel them right into your little business that will flourish, and they will flourish. Not everybody will develop, but a lot of them will. The business is our best product. So a lot of people just post about the clothes. That's great. We need to get people in the clothes so that they love them. But you also need to be sharing about this opportunity and our business. Hey guys, thanks for hopping in. Think about, and how you can do that is think about why you said yes. What got you here? Was it the financial opportunity? Was it the connection with all these other women? Was it the chance to grow your confidence? See, these are life-changing things that you need to be talking about that matter to you. So share the business opportunity just as much as you're going to share the clothes. And I'll tell you the reason why. If your goal is to make tens of thousands of dollars every single month, guess what? You need a team. You need to grow your team. So that's why recruiting is so critical. And just remember, they're not going to join the first time you ask them. I know that you guys hear that a lot, but it is so true. The statistics say they need 7 exposures minimum before they can commit. They need to know that they can trust you. And Chelsea talked a lot about that as well. Okay, so if you are sick of hearing yourself talking about the opportunity, you feel like you're saying the same things over and over again, keep saying it. Keep saying it, because the matter of the fact is that people really don't see a lot of your posts. So even though maybe you feel like you just barely talked about this, it doesn't matter. You've got to keep sharing. You've got to keep saying it. If they're sick and tired of you, they're going to just scroll right by. But you may just hit somebody and they're going to have an aha moment and be like, oh my gosh, yes. Why can't I do that? I want to do this with her. I connect with her. So just keep saying it. People are watching you and they're waiting. Think about it. Would you join somebody who is so wishy-washy and 1 month they're all in? Oh my gosh, they're posting. They love this. They're gone for 3 months. Would you join them? I wouldn't. Who are you going to join? Be that person. You've got to keep putting yourself out there. And it doesn't have to be awkward. You just talk about you and how this has impacted your life. So write those down like Chelsea talked about. Get your content calendar. Don't make it hard. You can make this so easy on yourself. You can talk about the leadership aspect if that's what you love. Some people love to lead people and provide quality in their life. The new friends, you love looking cute. An important one is you can show something that you bought with your paycheck. Am I looking in the right spot? Hopefully my eye isn't like clear over here. I think I am. Yeah, show them what you bought. Like, if you have kids, show them like, hey, I got to buy my kids school clothes. Or I got to buy myself some makeup that I never get to spend money on. Because guess what? I'm making my own money now and it's awesome. Man, I know as moms, we love that. We need our own money, right? So that's a huge one. Okay, you guys, we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty and I need you, I haven't been looking at comments because I didn't want to get off track, but let's talk about what recruiting actually looks like. You don't really need to take notes right now because I'm actually gonna send you all a cheat sheet in a little bit with examples. So you don't need to be scrambling and trying to get every word because actually your wording is super important. I've talked before in our Zyia home team. I have, I think it's pinned in the announcements, 5 ways to close. And if you haven't watched that, I would go and watch that. It's got some really good examples there too. But let's talk about buyers. So if somebody has bought from you more than 2 times, you need to reach out to them and ask them if they're open to being a rep, okay? And this is how you do that. I'm gonna open up my computer. I forgot to open that up. In the comments, I wanna know if you guys are already reaching out to people, and if so, how many a day? There's no right or wrong answer. I just am curious. Okay, so for a customer, you could say, hey Jen, thank you for your order. You're such a great customer. I wanted to let you know that you can save 25% on all orders as a rep. All you need to do is purchase a starter kit. Are you interested in seeing what our current kits look like? Yeah, okay. Yeah, are you interested in seeing what our current kit looks like? And you always, always, always end with a question, no matter what. And then, because it's an open invitation and it's general, that statement was general enough that it got them thinking, right? You're not being pushy. You're just letting them decide for themselves. Okay, and then I also am going to share with you what you can say to somebody who's always giving you love on your post, and you can tell that they like the clothes and they're just kind of interested in what you're doing. You're going to put the ball in their court, and remember, you're not just spewing a bunch of information out on them. That really repels people. It makes them be like, whoa, she really wants me to do this. I don't even know why I would do this. You know, you have to let them kind of think through it in their own mind and come to their own conclusion. So, and you also want it to be like a ping pong conversation, kind of back and forth. But we're going to get into more of that in just a minute as well. Okay, so also, I talked to one rep who really gets customers from her parties, online parties. And I haven't been able to watch Sonia's Facebook thing yet, so maybe she talked about this, I'm not sure. But those are huge, huge, huge for you finding people that want to be reps. Somebody keeps texting me. Okay, and you could just say, hey, something so simple as somebody who ordered stuff from you in a party. Just say, hey, how are you loving your Zyia? and then they get to respond with something positive. You always want them to be responding with something positive and thinking something positive as well. That's important. And then if you're reaching out to, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but on Instagram, do you feel like everybody's into fitness or something health related these days? I think it's because it's who we follow, but there's so many people out there. So for people like that, I will send you a script, but I'll read through it really quick. Have you considered adding another revenue stream to your business? As a health and fitness coach, I found that selling activewear has been a great addition. You see so many people and are always in activewear anyways. I think it could be a great fit for you. What do you think? And that's just a good way, because yeah, it's a no-brainer. People who are in the fitness industry, right? Or teachers or people like that. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Is this helpful for you guys at all? Give me a yes if it is. There's some of you guys that are still being able to watch. Okay, so another thing is time-sensitive deadlines. Who do you send these to? You send these to people that you know are kind of wishy-washy and that have been on the fence, that just need that extra little nudge, and you're like, oh, I've got to reach out to them again and ask them. So this is a great way. It's just deadlines. And those mean like the kit just went on sale or the kit changed. So if the kit changes, you just reach out to them and say, hey, just wanted to let you know that the kit changed. Here's a picture of it. It usually stays up for about a week or so. And that's it. And then it might be like, oh, that's cute. All right, I'm ready. It could be trainings for your team. You could say, hey, next Thursday, my team is doing a really good new rep training. It's a great time to join. If you want to join now, I can add you right in there so you can start learning right away. And that's a really good one. Just having a date for them and just push them right over the edge, right guys? Another one is like the summit or a promotion. If we have a really good promotion, it's so easy for new reps to hit those promotions, like so easy. And so just reach out to them and say, hey, look at this new promotion that we have coming up. I know you could hit it. It's so easy for new reps, so what do you say? Shall we give it a shot? And a lot of times people will join that way. Okay, so you will never, I want you to write this down, you will never recruit anybody that you didn't invite. Whether that be through your postings but you will never recruit anybody that you didn't invite. So you have to put yourself out there. You have to. Okay, so while I was preparing for this, I talked to a lot of the other top leaders in the company. So this advice I'm giving you is from the best of the best. Like, don't feel like, that you're in good hands here with this information. There's not one perfect script. I will tell you that all the leaders in this company kind of goes at their business at a different angle. So Paula Chavez, actually, I talked to her and she says, always lead with the big pie first and don't overthink it. So sometimes people lead with the clothing. If that's you, that's totally fine. That's how some of them are doing. Paula says lead with the big pie first. If they don't want that, then give them a smaller piece, which would be the clothes or repping a party. And don't overthink it. If you're overthinking this, then you'll never get anywhere. So don't overthink it. So Paula says, this is exactly what she says to potential reps. And remember, you don't have to write it down. I'll send you a cheat sheet. Hey, would love to chat with you about this cool activewear business I run from home. Would you be open to hearing more about it? That's it. If they respond back, okay, let's get into that. So it's your job to reach out to see if they're open. If they respond back, you're not just spitting a bunch of information or worrying about what to say, what not to say. I'm going to teach you a really good way. that it's going to be personal and that's going to keep them bound to you. And that is, I don't know if you guys have heard of Wix shoutouts. If you have, put it in the comments. Wix shoutouts, it's free and you get 3 Wix shoutouts a month. You can create 3 a month. You can keep them forever, but and then you can pay for more if you want. And over the weekend, I'm going to be putting examples in our home team group, and I'll share those with you too. But a Wix shoutout is basically a mini website with a link. So if somebody is open to learning more about this business, I send them that link. It explains exactly what I need them to know with our company video. And then I would give them a few days because you don't want to sound desperate, okay? So after you give them that, let it digest for a day or 2, and then you're going to just reach back and say, hey, were you able to look at that shout out? What did you like about the video? Again, it gets them thinking about something positive. You don't act all frustrated if they didn't watch it. Remember, you're cool, you're chill. You don't need them. You're just seeing if they want your opportunity. You're going to do this with or without them. And that's your mentality that you need to have. Okay, so Natalie Robinson, on the other hand, she leads with customers. She wants them to be her customer first. So I will also send you exactly what she says to get people to host parties. So her thinking is host a party, fall in love with the clothes, and then become a rep, right? Kind of seems like a no-brainer to me too. Chrissy Tager, her thing is since she joined, she has not missed a day, not missed a morning or a night. And she says reaching out to 20 people in the morning and 20 people at night. Now that her team is so big, she doesn't have to do that as much, but she still does. She's still recruiting the crap out of it. So pick your number. It doesn't have to be 20. It doesn't even have to be 20 in a day. It can be 5 in a day if that's all you can do, or 10 in a day. My number is 10 in the morning, 10 at night, and I need to up that up. But right now, that's what I'm doing. And you guys, I have so many people that are interested. And going back to what Danelle talked about, so you get those people that say, yeah, I'll hear more about it. And you send them your shout out or a little bit more about it. Those people, like Danelle said, they need to go in a binder or some kind of notebook or in your phone. So let's talk about some places that you can do that. And if you guys have good ideas, put it in the comments. So on Instagram, if anybody ever responds back to me, I flag that immediately so that in the weeks to come, I go way back. I go way back sometimes. And I just look at everybody that I flagged and I reach out to them again, because the fortune is in the follow-up. Understand that. Yeah, maybe it sucks to have to go back through and to find people that were interested, but that's where you're going to grow your business, is in the follow-up. Okay, another good tool that all of us leaders should be doing is a Discover page. So you know the Discover call group page that Jill and all of us have done in the past? It's great, but each of us personally, it's a really good tool to have a private group just for you. You could even get you and a couple of your downline and create a nice flowing page. I'm creating my own right now because when I have potentials, I want them to see me. I want them to know that they're in good hands. So you can create just a private page and just make like 5 videos of the most common questions that new potential reps have. And if you have somebody who just still needs more information, shoot them in that group and let them watch your videos and kind of get to know you. Some people can really connect that way. So that's just another great tool that you can have to recruit and just help people understand, like, hey, this is a real business. This is legit. Yesterday I was on the phone with somebody And they were like, okay, I think I really want to do this, but she just barely heard about it when I reached out to her. But she's like, I need to do my research to make sure this is like a legit company, because there are a lot of scams. So you need to understand and not be pushy with people and just keep giving them the opportunity to learn more. So, and a lot of recruiting is mindset. There's so many reps that tell me all the time, I can't recruit. My problem is I can't recruit. Nobody wants to join my team. I believe so much in our mindset, and what we say to ourselves is what we're going to get back. So if you truly believe you're not a good recruiter, guess what? Nobody's going to believe in you either. But if you have confidence in yourself and confidence in what you're doing, and you believe in this company, you believe what it can do to people, it's changing people's lives. It's not all about the money, but that's great too, right? But this is changing people's lives. Never be embarrassed about reaching out and sharing our opportunity, ever, ever, ever. And I will just leave that with you. I talk about mindset this Friday, I think. And so just keep in mind that recruiting and mindset is so connected. If you're just hopping on, I really encourage you to go back and listen to everything. And in a couple hours, probably, I will post my script so that you guys have something to look